Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and I thought I'd do an add-on to my strum lesson on Clocks by Coldplay and kind of talk a little bit about what kind of an interesting way to kind of fingerstyle through it. And what I like doing is kind of play using some other chords actually. So we're going to start out with kind of a D add 4 is what I'm calling this chord. It's kind of a C shape as you start from 3rd fret, and we're going to end up doing the capo on 1st fret actually to kind of match the recording. But the way you play this D add 4 is first finger is going to go to the B string on the 3rd fret, second finger goes to the D string on the 4th fret, and third finger goes to the A string on the 5th fret. And if you were going to strum all those together, that'd be called a D add 4. And then from the D add 4, we're going to be going to an A minor 7. An A minor 7 actually kind of looks like a C major, but without the 3rd finger. So I'm kind of doing just first finger on the B string 1st fret, second finger on the D string 2nd fret, and that's called A minor 7. And then we're going to be working a change to a C major chord. So kind of putting down the 3rd finger on the A string on the 3rd, and then from there we're going to be going to a G major chord, just kind of straight up at the very end. So the way we're going to kind of fingerstyle this is all working off of something called an arpeggio, where you kind of take the chord and then you break it up in kind of an interesting way. And so we're going to start out with the D add 4 actually, and normally the thumb's job is to kind of be your bass player. So the thumb is actually going to kind of alternate between the A string and the E string for this arpeggio exercise, and which is very cool. And then we're going to play, the index finger's job is going to be to play the D string, middle finger's job is to play the G string, and the ring finger is going to play the B string. So I'm kind of lining up my fingers actually to start kind of on the middle 4 strings. And what you want to do is try and work your thumb and your ring finger at the same time, which can feel kind of weird. So I'm doing thumb and ring at the same time to play the A and the B string together, and then going to middle finger and then the index finger on the G and the D string. So together you're kind of going thumb and ring together, middle, index, and then we're going to do that again. And then at the end we're going to do just thumb and ring and then middle. So it's kind of a 3 plus 3 plus 2 thing. So you're going, and actually fingerstyle abbreviations actually normally refer to classical abbreviations. So the thumb is normally referred to as P for pulgar, because Spanish guitar guys wrote Spanish guitar methods in the 1700s about classical guitar. So P is thumb, I is index, or index is I for indeso, middle is medio or M for medio, and the ring finger is A for angular. So if I start saying P, I mean thumb, I is index, M is middle, but then A is ring. So this arpeggio we're starting out with is kind of PA together, M-I, P and A together, M-I, and then P and A together, and then M. So you got PA, M-I, PA, M-I, PA, M, PA, M-I, PA, M-I, PA, M. And what can be very cool on that actually is on that second bass note is to take the 3rd finger and kind of go to the low E string on the 5th fret. So I'm kind of alternating from the 5th fret on the A string to the low E string 5th, and then coming back to the A string kind of for that last note. So we got PA, M, I, PA, M, I, PA, M. And what I'm doing is kind of alternating the 3rd finger moving from the 5th fret on the A string to the low E string on the 5th. And then we could kind of take that same idea and then do it on the A minor 7, kind of using the open A string, and then the open E, and then open A. So now the thumb's kind of moving between the A to the E to the A, so he's kind of being the bass player through that. And I really like that A minor change. I know in the recording they kind of use it to stay on the C chord, but I just think with this it sounds really good, and it's definitely recognizable as the tune this way. And then from there we go to the C chord, and the C we do that same move we were doing on the D add 4, where you kind of go from the A string 3rd to the low E string on the 3rd with the 3rd finger. So the 3rd finger gets to move a little bit. And then from there on the G chord, we're going to do the A string for the bass on the G chord, low E string on the 3rd, and then go back to the A string. So we're still kind of working that A string, E string, A string alternation kind of with the thumb. So all together you got the D add 4 with the PA, M, I, PA, M, I, PA, M, and then the A minor 7 with the PA, M, I, PA, M, I, PA, M, and then C with the PA, M, I, PA, M, I, PA, M, and then we got the G with the PA, M, I, PA, M, I, PA, M. Part probably is kind of working that thumb and ring together at the same time. So you may want to kind of take that even as just an open string arpeggio to kind of get used to that. You know, kind of warm up with that, kind of like just a strum pattern actually. And And then we basically repeat that until we get to our bridge part. On our bridge part, actually, we're going to be going to an F major. And if you're doing this at the bar chord, actually, it'll work out really, really well, actually, kind of the bar F. And on the bridge, you'd have the low E string for your bass. So now, actually, that A string, E string, A string alternation, I would switch on the F to kind of an E string, A string alternation. So now I'm going PA, M, but thumb on the low E string first, then going to the A string on the third, and then going back to the low E string, which could be very cool to work it that way. Chord, actually, you can keep that same C move that we did from that first part, and then the G chord, actually, we could keep the same move that we kept from the first part. So really all we're doing is kind of adding the F to it. So we tried that through that bridge part. We have F, F, C, G, F, F, C, bridge, you just stay on the F. We do that 4 times, and then we'd be going back and kind of repeating it. Now the weird part is, though, to play along with Coldplay in the recording, instead of starting on a D add 4, they're actually starting on an E flat. So what we want to do is take a capo and put it on 1st fret, and now we'll have to take everything that we were just doing and kind of move it over 1 more fret. So now I'm actually really on 4th, 5th, and 6th fret, but I'm thinking 3rd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret. So we kind of start out with that verse progression. We got the D add 4, and then the A minor 7, and then C major, and then G major. Kind of working that PAMI, 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 PAM. So we got D add 4, A minor 7, C major, G major, D add 4, A minor 7, C major 4, or C major G, D add 4, A minor 7, C major G. And we basically be repeating that till we get to our bridge part. On our bridge, we got the F major kind of alternating the E to the A to the E. So we got F major, C major, G major, F, F, C major, G major, F, F major, C major, G major, F major, F major, F major, and then you'd be going back to your verse chorus forms. Then we be back to the D, A minor, C major, G major, D add 4, A minor 7, C major, G. But anyway, that's kind of a cool way, I think, to kind of fingerstyle your way through Clocks by Coldplay. So good luck!